Howdy everybody, we've got a good one for you here today. We're going to check out several different service lights for your pistols, from really cheap to mid-price to a little bit higher price, and we're going to see what we can find, how they perform, give you a little bit of information on them, and see if we can help you make a decision on what might work best for you. Stick around. All right, everybody, let's take a look at three different tactical lights for your guns. These are rather inexpensive ones compared to some of them out there on the market. I know I'm going to take some crap for showing you some of these cheapies. So let me say right off the start, if you're duty carry, if you're military, if you're everyday carry, you're out at night, and your life's going to depend on a light on your gun, and you don't feel one of these is up to your standards, then please, by all means, grab yourself a Surefire, grab yourself a Streamlight, and be happy. I also want to let everybody know that I am going to demonstrate each one of these different ones have a strobe function on it. So if you have epilepsy or anything that could be triggered by a flashing light, I will try and remind you before I get to that point in the video so that you can forward on past it. I don't want anybody watching this or anybody sitting close by that can see it to be affected by that if they have problems with something that can be triggered by a strobe. So let's go ahead and take a look at them. We're going to start from the cheapest one, move up to the most expensive one in the bunch, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about them, specifications, and the different mounting systems, kind of let you take a look at how they mount on the different guns and so forth. So our first one, the cheaper one, this comes in right at about $30 with tax, shipping, and everything. It's called a Solofish. I believe it's a SL 1091. This one is 800 lumens of light. It has a laser and a light. It has the strobe feature and a temporary on and off feature. This one weighs 58 grams. This one is the Braun. This one comes from Harbor Freight. This is 1,000 lumen. It weighs 117 grams. And it comes with the strobe function, the temporary on function, and then the on-off function. It has one setting, which is 1,000 lumens. This is the Nitecore. This one has a 2,000 lumens. It also has a 320 setting. It has a high and a low setting on the light. It has the strobe function and the temporary on-off function also. This one comes in right at about $120 and weighs 132 grams. This one is the most expensive of the three that we'll be looking at today, and it is the model NPL 35. So let's just kind of discuss a few of the different features that come with each one. This one here, like I said, it has a light and a laser. It comes with a Glock block that you can put on there, and it has a 1913 block in here also, the two different options. Comes with a couple of Allen wrenches. Those are for adjusting your windage and elevation here and here on your laser and tightening this down onto the weapon itself. These are your on-off switches here. Bottom one is for the light. Top one is for the laser. They are ambidextrous. There's one on either side, so you can turn it on either side. They do work pretty well. They also do, if you can see, they're not beveled back any, so they like stick out further than anything on the side of the light here. They catch a holster, they catch clothing or anything if you're just going to tuck it in a waistband. This would not be any kind of good for any kind of carry at all. These make it almost impossible. It is kind of bulky. Nice thing about it is rechargeable. It recharges with a USB-C. You can just plug it in. It does recharge really quick. Claims it'll go 16 hours with laser only, 75 minutes with the light only, and 1 hour with the light and the laser both running at one time. It does recharge real quickly. I've recharged it several times. Had no problems with it. This has been on 3 different guns to the range with me, and I've had no problems with it. It also comes with a little USB cable, so you can plug it in. Let me see, did I forget anything about that? I think that's everything. If I forgot something, I'll come back to it. Oh, the mounting system. You do need to pull these 2 bolts out, and you can adjust this forward or back. You see where these little lines are here and the two little dots there. You can move it up, you can spin it around and put it back here. Pretty adjustable. You can get a lot of different placings on the gun with it. This is the only one that would fit on the smallest gun that I have, and I'm going to stick them all on a gun before we're done here. This here is the Braun. This one's a little more heavy duty. Comes in right at about $60. It is made of metal. It isn't all plastic. There is plastic pieces on it. I have the 1913 rail on it now. It also comes with the Glock, and it has 5 altogether. The bad thing is you have to pull an Allen screw out right there in order to get this out, take it all the way out, and it only mounts one way. So it doesn't give you a whole lot of adjustability on where you put it on the gun. This one has a little more options for how you adjust it. It is 1,000 lumens in the on position. It has strobe, all that. Here are the switches on this one. They work by turning them. So clicks on, stays on, or you can go for a temporary on if you want the other way. Pull it down and then just let go when you're all done. This is the mounting system right here. It clamps on. It's not as good as a Streamlight. Streamlight has a solid body on one side and then the movable side on the other side. This one doesn't mount quite as sturdy as a Streamlight will mount, but to me it's not $120 to $140 worth of difference. It has the same battery compartment. This one runs off batteries only. You have to change out the batteries. There's the battery compartment. Comes off like this. Takes 2 CR123 batteries. This is the same setup as your Streamlight. I've saw a guy that did a video on this, and you can actually take this door off and put it on the Streamlight, vice versa. Everything is, the bezel comes off. A lot of similarities. Matter of fact, Braun got sued and they had to stop selling them and redo them. Basically, they just put these lines in the side, took the silver ring off, and changed the direction of the serrations on these switches was all they really did before they put it back out on the market. So that's not a bad one. I haven't had to replace the batteries in it yet. You do have to take it off of the gun to replace the batteries in it. That is a bad part about that one. This one stays right on the gun. You plug it in, boom, it recharges. The Nitecore, it comes with the Glock or this little adapter here that changes it to the 1913. This is a 2,000 watt. This one has a really neat little setup here. You can get it up on the gun, has a little spring on this, so you can kind of put this where you want it to get and get your rail under this side and click it down in. Then you can push this button and you have all this adjustment on that rail that much at a time, one little partial click at a time, there to there. So this one has a lot more adjustability in that little rail right there. And it's kind of nice to be able to put it way back and then just clip it on the gun and then push that button in and set this right where you want it. After that, you take a coin or a screwdriver, you tighten down this screw right there. Tightens down really good and solid. This one is a good solid mountain one. The switches on it are probably the part I like least about it. This one works really nice. This other one doesn't work so good, and that's the one that I want to work well because of my finger. It'll bend a little bit. If I get way out on the outside and push it out here, it'll actually bottom out before the light comes on. You have to either give it a super hard push or you have to come in here, which is hard to do with your trigger finger when you're just wanting to flip it on. So that, I didn't care much for these switches, especially since the one on the side that I used didn't work real well. It does have this nice little feature though. Push this button on this side right here and pull out this way and your battery pack comes out. It even has a little button there, tells you how charged it is. It's got all 4 there. When it gets down to 1, it also slides in, so you can't bump that button and just knock it out. It slides in from this side and locks in, so you can't just bump this button and knock it out. It also has a little light over here that when it gets down to 1 or 2, it starts flashing at you to let you know that your battery pack is getting down. I charged this one today. It took about an hour and 15 minutes to charge it from 1 all the way back up. This one will burn it down pretty quick. This one I didn't discuss. This one claims an hour. What is that? Hour and 30 minutes on a set of batteries. This one claims 3 hours and 15 minutes on the low light setting and an hour and 45 minutes on the highlight setting. I don't know if it'll actually get that since it is 2000 lumen. It burns pretty bright. It took the battery down pretty quick when I was testing it today. So I'm going to kind of let you know on that one if it does actually hold that charge for an hour and 45 minutes. I imagine if they sell another battery pack only, it would be nice to have a second battery pack to, if it'll last for an hour and 45 minutes, the second battery will charge. If you were on duty or something like that, you could actually use this. I don't know what you do with the Streamlight in this on duty when you got to change the batteries in the middle of a ravine somewhere when they die on you. But this one here, I thought that battery pack was pretty neat. So I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate the functions on all of them now. So this will be the part where I'm going to show you the strobe light effects. So you might want to, if you have any problems that are affected by strobe light, you might want to go ahead and fast forward probably about a minute or a little better. So this is the Solofish. This is 800 lumens, $30 light. I'm going to show you some of the functions here. This here is the laser light. If you hit it twice, double click it, you have a strobing laser light. Same with the light. 1 click, steady on. 2 clicks, you have your strobe function. 1 click off, and if you hold it on and just hold it in for more than a second or two, then it's just like a temporary function. It'll shut off as soon as you let go of it. So, and it does work with both of them on. You can see the laser light. You're not seeing it there, but you can see it in real life when it's on while the light is on. They say it goes quite a ways in the daylight, the laser light. It doesn't. They say the flashlight goes quite a ways in the dark. It really doesn't. I'm going to go out in the dark here in a little bit and give you a little idea of how it does, but this one isn't real strong. This one here is 1000 lumens. This one does have a pretty good light on it. Click it on. Got a really good spotlight effect to it. It does throw the light all over. There is a pretty good pattern of light around it. This one doesn't have quite as defined, but this one's a good one. Here's what the laser looks like on this one. This is probably the worst strobe of the three. It doesn't really fully shut off. It goes so fast, it doesn't really get much of a strobe effect. Your mounting bracket is just basically this side mounted on a spring. You get this set where you want it and just slide it down on the gun, then tighten this down. It can be tightened down with just a coin or a screwdriver. Tightens down really good and tight. And this one will do a temporary function too, if you go the opposite way, where you click it on to stay. If you push it up and hold it, there's a temporary function there. Get that strobe going. Let go of it, goes back off. Now this one is the brightest. This is a 2000, but it does have 2 different settings. So there's your bright setting. As you can see, this one has quite the big spot in the middle and the circle around it. This one throws the best light. Click it twice, you get your low setting. Click it and hold it, you get your strobe. This is the best strobe. This is the one that is most disorienting. It actually goes through 3 or 4 different frequencies with a pause in the middle. So that one would be real disorienting. This one would be next in line, and this would be the last one in line. This light I really like. Like I said, I like that setup for that mounting bracket, the way you can just push in on that button. Once you get it back to where you want it, you get it locked in and tighten this, then this doesn't move at all. That's solid. It doesn't go anywhere. You don't have to take this light off the gun to charge it. You hit this button over here, boom, this slides out. It's got that USB-C port right there. Plug it into your phone charger. You want to know how much power you got left, boom, right there. Won't Won't click out of there. It slips in there real good, so it won't fall out on you. So let's just kind of compare the switches on them. I like this one here the least. This one here and this one, these aren't bad. They really aren't bad. If they'd be angled back and out of the way so they didn't catch everything on a holster or whatever, they'd be really good, but you're probably not going to find too many holsters that allow you to use this kind of light. These two you probably could. You'll find some holsters that you can use this light with. Though this switch I really like, probably the best for functionality. It's no frills, on off, couple clicks for the strobe. Not too bad. Mounting system, this one wins. This one has a decent mounting system. This one doesn't mount as solidly as the other two. This one's the biggest pain in the butt to mount because you have to pretty much take these two all the way out, get your Allen wrench, and run them all the way back down. I'm going to stick them on a gun real quick here just to show you how easy they go on in a minute. So this one wins for the mounting system. This one probably comes in second because it's easier, just easier to put on. I wish this one had a rechargeable battery on it so you didn't have to take it off the gun and replace the batteries, but for $60, I think that's a pretty good light. I've had all these guns for the range. I've got a little footage of that. I've used the light, had it on the gun while I'm shooting without the light on, with the light on. This one's lasted through the most. This one's probably about 300 rounds along the way. These two have a lot less through it, maybe 100 rounds. But they're, so far, all three are reliable. So just real quick here, I'm going to show you just how the different ones mount. We'll start with this one right here. This is the one I had mounted on this gun. You just kind of line up that front there. You start twisting on there. This gun has been cleared. Let me show you real quick here. All these guns have been cleared. Nothing there in the chamber. Magazine well is empty. So this one, real easy to put on. I've got a nickel here. You don't have to really crank it down too doggone tight. You get a good grip on there. It wiggles more than the other ones. Some people complain about the wiggle, but it doesn't affect the function in any way. There's your light right there. Easy to hit right at the end of your fingertip. Temporary's up. That's down. Hit it twice. There's your strobe. Pretty simple. Pretty nice. Easy to mount. This one here, this is the one I had on the Walther here. Once again, magazine well empty. Chamber empty. And this one here, like I said, you got to kind of grab that spring on that side and pop it in like that. But once you do, you push that button in and you can just put this thing wherever you want it. It sits really nice in there. You can get it out of that trigger cavity if you want altogether. You can leave it a little in there so it's a little easier to get to. Small adjustments. Grab a coin again. This one's got a pretty good, you got to crank it for a little bit to get her tightened. It's got a little bit finer threads, but this one grabs on real good and tight. You don't have to get crazy with anyone. You can feel a little wiggle in that battery right there, but it's not going to come out. It comes out real easy once you hit that button, goes back in real easy. This one has the brightest. It'll totally light up a room. So that's how easy that one goes on. This one here, we're not going to make you suffer through the whole doggone thing because it's process to do that one. Takes a little while, but you do have to turn these out quite a bit. This side loosens up, pulls out of there. This is the only one that would fit on this little tiny gun. Once again, chamber clear, magazine clear, safety first, everybody. And this one will pop right up on here. I got to loosen those a little more to get it on there. Pops right on there, and then you just tighten these down. This one has the least adjustability to it. You've just got to kind of get it close and be happy with it. Once you get it on there and tighten down, the little laser is pretty neat. I've got video, I'll show you that. Kind of bad to use one of them for your aiming process, but it's also kind of neat to just stick that laser right on that target, pull the trigger, and have it hit right where that laser is pointing. I like this one for sitting on my night table pistol for defense in the middle of the night. If I get woke up by someone coming in the door, I'm half asleep and don't have glasses on or anything, I just hit that little laser, boom, there it is. And it goes right on whatever you want to hit, and away you go. So that's how they all three mount. I'm going to take them all outside and kind of show you what they do in the dark here. And we'll be back in just a minute. Want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor over at Davenport Guns in Davenport, Iowa. They're decent enough to go ahead and supply us with most of the guns and a lot of the ammo we use to give you folks content. And just want to give a shout out to them. Thank you, everybody over there at Davenport Guns. We appreciate you. All right, we're outside here. It's finally dark. We're going to go ahead and give you a look at all these lights here. This is the Solofish right here. This is the light. See about how far out that goes out there. Maybe 100, 150 yards fairly decently. This is the laser with it. You can see this at night. It'll get quite a ways out there. Probably 200, 300 or so. Not quite to that tree line. And then the strobe function. All right. Now we're going to take a look at the Braun. This is a 1,000 lumen. One doesn't quite light up big areas around as the last one does, I don't think. It's out there pretty good though. This one does pretty good far distance. And then there's the strobe function. Like I say, this is the one kind of the weakest of the bunch. Looks better on film. Just looks like a little bit of a waving light when you're here in person. And this one, this is the one that has two different brightnesses. This is the 2,000 watt or 2,000 lumen, I believe. No, maybe not. There's the 2,000 lumen. That one lights up that field pretty good. This is the 320. And then this is a strobe. You can see how that would be disorienting to you just a little bit. All right, so that's a look at those in the dark. Let's take a little look at the range footage with the Solofish light laser combo first. This one here I put on a Stoeger STR9 micro compact. It's comparable with a Glock 26. The other two wouldn't fit on this one. The Solofish was the only one that would actually fit on this small one. So positives to it is obviously the price, under $30. It does have the laser with it. They tell me that's bad to get in the habit of using that laser to aim for your regular sighting of the gun, but it is kind of fun to play with. And it does kind of tell on you when you're pulling your gun down. You can watch the laser fall when you pull the trigger. So it makes you kind of pay attention to your trigger mechanics by watching that laser fall. Switches on it aren't bad. Functions aren't bad. The only thing about the switches is they'd hang up in a holster. You're probably not going to find many holsters to go with this light right here. This is more of a bedside table gun light in my estimation, but not too bad. Not too bad. All in all, it wasn't a horrible light. This one here is the Braun. This one is the $60 light, real comparable to the Stream light. I felt like this was a good light for $60. The switches on it were very simple. I like simplicity, on, off, one tap up for temporary on type situation. It mounted on the gun fairly well. Mounting system was the worst of the three that I took a look at, but it wasn't horrible. It wiggled a little bit, but I didn't feel like it affected the function in any way, shape, or form. This one's got probably 100 rounds or better through it now. No problems with it. I haven't thrown it up the air, dropped it on the ground, jumped up and down on it, or threw it in a bucket of water yet, but it's pretty much a stream light. it's pretty much a Streamlight for about $120, $140 cheaper. So that bit of money means a difference to you, then this would be a good option. Last but not least, this is the Nitecore. This was the $120 one. This has a 200 lumen light. It also drops down and has a low for 320, so you don't have to burn it up with the 200 or 2000 lumen, 2000 lumen light. It burns it up pretty fast with that. The bad part about the Braun is it has batteries and you have to take it off the gun to change the batteries out. These other two are rechargeable. This one has a removable battery pack on it, so you can take it right out, leave the light right on the gun and recharge it. This seems to be a pretty quality unit right here. Other than the switches, they were the least favorite of the three on the switches, but other than that, it was probably my favorite. The mounting system was better, so I really like this one. This one wasn't too bad. It's about 120 bucks. Price isn't too bad, so if you guys have got any opinions or any other lights you'd like us to take a look at, or you want to comment on these, leave us something in the comments about other lights you've had experiences with. We'd sure like to hear from you. We don't think we know it all here, so throw us a little of your knowledge if you would. We'd definitely appreciate it.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. We appreciate you all. If you saw something you liked here today, please hit that subscribe button for us. It does us a whole bunch of good. Hit the like button. Share it with a friend if you would, please. We appreciate y'all. We'll catch you on the next one. Y'all have a good day.